Hello, welcome back to my second video on my free-to-play Orion grind, where I try and get Orion Camo by just playing during free-to-play weekends and without playing Warzone at all. And for this free-to-play weekend, I really didn't play too much Call of Duty, to be honest, because I kind of forgot free-to-play weekend was going on. And I didn't start playing until Saturday evening because, yeah, that's when I remembered about it, and then I played a majority of my day on Sunday. But I did go for the Cherry Blossom Camo. I did get all the challenges done. It actually was pretty easy. For this weekend, I got a decent amount done, even though I wish I started on Thursday or Friday, whenever it started. But I got the knife pretty much gold, all the launchers that were already gold last weekend, but I got 3 of them platinum. I just need the Pila, I think, is left. And then for pistols, I think I was just using the Deke, so yeah, I haven't really started on that at all. But I did actually get all the SMGs gold. I got one of the ARs gold, or the new AR, and then I got one of the shotguns all the way max leveled, one of the LMGs max leveled, and then one of the snipers max leveled. So those I just have to do the challenges for, and then also I got all the battle rifles gold as well. And then my stats definitely went down a little bit from last time because I was going for headshots and whatnot, but as you saw earlier, if you were watching my Warzone stats, I haven't even touched it, so I'm not getting anything done in Warzone at all. But this free-to-play weekend was a little challenging trying to find shipment because I think there's like 5 or 6 maps in the close quarters rotation, I believe. Which I tried playing Dome also, but Dome just does not play anywhere similar to MW3's Dome. For some odd reason, my brackets or the lobbies I was getting into, there was a lot of campers and it was just not really fun. Like, you'd run through like the bunker area and there's always people camping in corners for some reason, or even in the little building you go through, there's people camping in there. But yeah, there's not really too much to really talk about. Like, everything I said in my last video, or my part 1 of this series, that really hasn't changed too much. Flashes are still super annoying. There's a lot less shock charges this time around. I don't know, apparently there was like a challenge or something like last free-to-play weekend, and that's why I was running into a bunch of them. But one of my favorite changes that I've noticed is that there's 6 icons that show up in the kill feed instead of just 4, so that's kind of nice. So, you know, you can actually see what's going on, especially in shipment when everyone's getting a bunch of kills. But one thing too about this season, I feel like I've noticed SPM is a little bit stronger. Like, I feel like it was toned down last weekend, or maybe it was just the game was so new people didn't know how to play everything too well. But I did have a game of shipment where I had the entire enemy team, where there was like 4 or 5 enemies on the enemy team that had the 90 kills. And then my team, I was the only one that had 100 plus, and then I had a lot of teammates that were in like the 60s and 50s that were not helping at all. They were just sitting there shooting down streets, which is nice. But like, I wish they would actually get killed and help, because that was the most infuriating game I've ever played in my life. But just something about the way people play in these newer games just makes me so mad. Like, going back to Dome, I feel like normally on like MW3 and whatnot, I could get like 60 kills easily in like a domination game. But now in like MW2, I feel like it's impossible to get like 30 or 40 kills just because of the people's playstyles and whatnot. It's pretty infuriating. Or maybe just the way the maps are like sort of crafted and whatnot. Even Dome, I think it's changed up a little bit, but it's basically the same. But I feel like they just changed it up so much that it just plays so much different, and the stigma of like newer games and how people just play so much differently. Like, I remember back to like BL2 and stuff, games would play so much differently. Like, Raid Free-For-All plays so much differently than like Cold War Free-For-All. I remember a pretty big tweet going viral of snipers. There's like this guy that stood in the middle of Raid, and like for a whole minute plus no one came to the middle, but in like BO2 FFA Raid, you would almost certainly have someone run out there within like 10 or 15 seconds. And I do think YouTubers definitely played a huge influence on the way maps and games played back then also. But I think that's where I'm going to leave it off for there right now. I think next free-to-play weekend, I'm going to try and get all SMGs platinum, all my battle rifles platinum, obviously finish off the last of my launcher, or the last launcher, and hopefully get shotguns or maybe LMGs done. But if you made it this far, I hope you enjoyed. Hope y'all doing good. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Have a good one. Peace.